don't know who needs to hear this, but if you're sitting down rewatching the same episode of The Office for the 17th time instead of watching the new trending show that everyone is talking about, you're not the weird one. You're just seeking comfort in an overly chaotic world. And I do it too. There's just something about putting on a show that you already know. You already know the characters, the tone, the risk, the setting, the vibe. There's nothing to really surprise you, nothing to make your anxiety spike. There's no emotional risk, no kind of stress that's going to come in and ruin your day or make your day even more hard than it probably was. It's like spending time with an old friend who doesn't ask you to do anything or ask you for any emotional support, really. I am that person. I will choose Bob's Burgers over almost anything to watch. Like, anytime my boyfriend asks me what do you want to watch, I tell him, you already know what I'm gonna put on. Like, I'm gonna put on Family Guy, I'm gonna put on Bob's Burgers, I'm gonna put on Craig of the Creek, I'm gonna put on Adventure Time, like something I've already watched multiple times over and I already know what's gonna happen. And I'm gonna enjoy my food to that. Like, I don't need to scroll through tons and tons and tons of shows while I'm trying to like wind down and enjoy the evening. Like, I know people who will get their food and they're about to eat and they cannot eat until they find like something new or interesting to watch. They'll just scroll and scroll and scroll and look through all the categories, all the movies, all the shows until their food is cold, and then finally they'll find something and they'll be able to eat like a whole hour later. Like, I'm not doing all of that. I'm just gonna put on The Amazing World of Gumball and call it a day because I just can't deal with all of that. I know that there are so many other shows to watch and there are so many opportunities for like experiencing new things, new movies, documentaries, reality shows. But really, let's be real, when you come over my house, the thing you're probably gonna see on my TV screen is Phineas and Ferb. Like, nothing crazy. You're not gonna come in and see any true crime on my screen. I'm never gonna choose that. I know that at that point where you're just watching the show over and over again, it's not even really about the story. You're not even watching the story. You've seen it so many times that it's probably just on in the background. Like, it's more just about the familiar tones, the characters, the settings, the colors, things that naturally bring you calm. That's what it's more about than just having to follow a story, because sometimes following a story just takes a lot of effort, it takes a lot of focus. I don't always have that in me, so just being able to put something on in the background that just plays and I know it. I know the next line in the script, I know the next scene that's coming, I know the resolution and the build up. There's no questions. It's easy, it's comforting, it's relaxing, it's calm. And it's crazy because this isn't even just me. Like, this might be just a phenomenon in my family because my mom does the same thing. Like, she really will watch the same episodes of Law and Order SVU over and over and over again. And I will do the same thing. And my little brother, he's fucking hilarious too. He loves American Dad and Futurama and the Bernie Mac show. And he will literally play those just over and over again. Every time I go in his room, the same show is on, and I understand them because I'm just the same way. Hi, Fady. This is Fady. Ferbo is usually the one that pops up here. Can you look cute for the camera, or you just? She thinks it's time for me to feed her. It's not. But yeah, the same exact shows will be on, even to the episode. Like, the same exact episodes play for them. We only like specific episodes, and we will rewatch those episodes over and over. So maybe it's a genetic thing. I don't know, but like, I don't know. It's not the worst thing, is it? I think for a lot of us, rewatching the same old comforting, relaxing shows that we've seen hundreds of times, it's just a way to manage anxiety in a world that's just really chaotic and also just very cruel and destructive and just hard to look at sometimes. It's nice to just come in and know exactly what you're getting, know what's gonna happen. It's very predictable, very grounding, and very calm for people. And watching these familiar scenes and shows just brings us comfort. You know, it kind of just wraps us up in a big comfortable blanket of what we know and familiarity. And it just brings a lot of comfort and relaxation because going outside, have y'all been outside? It's shitty. Have you seen the things that go on in the world? It's terrible. I would much rather watch Clarence get up to like cartoon hijinks with his friends. I may not know what's going on in the world, or I may be, or I may be hiding from what's going on within the world, or I may just not know what's going on within my own life. But one thing I do know is that Jake from Adventure Time, he's always gonna be like a whimsical ball of just silly brotherly wisdom, and I can always get behind that and know that that's gonna make me feel just a little bit better about life. And it doesn't even have to be about quelling some sort of anxiety that happened within the day. Like, I live a pretty calm life right now. Like, nothing insane is going on. Gosh, thank everything above and anything that exists, but nothing crazy is going on in my life right now at the moment. So knock on some wood. Hopefully I'll be able to keep it that way, but life is life and anything can happen at any point in time. Anyway, on like a daily basis, I go to work is fine, no like crazy anxiety there, nothing to be super nervous about other than, you know, just being able to perform and keeping my job. But I think I'm doing good enough at that. I might hang out with friends, I will go to the gym sometimes, I come home, cook, clean, hang out with my boyfriend, nothing insane. But even on the calmest of days where nothing's gone on and it was just business as usual, I'm still gonna come home and turn on Family Guy. Or the same episode of Bob's Burgers when I'm trying to eat dinner. My boyfriend gets so bored of watching the same shit. I know he does, but I just don't know what else to put on. Like, it's just so easy. I go into my list, like everything's already lined up on Netflix and on Hulu of everything that I want to watch, and I can just choose from those 4 or 5 shows. And it's just easy. There's no anxiety to taking, like I don't have to worry about making a decision about what to watch. It just makes it so much easier. And it's not like I don't want to watch other things. I do. I want to be able to speak on the 3rd version of the 8th season of Love Island. Like, I would love to be able to speak on those topics that a lot of people just know of that I'm around, but I really can't, because instead of watching that, instead of getting into Love Island and all the drama of the reality show scene, I'm watching Big City Greens. It's oddly isolating, but like, I feel like I have an issue with it either. It's like, this is just what I do. I can't do everything to appeal to people and appeal to society. So this is honestly kind of fine with me, but I do feel like I'm missing out on, I guess, connecting socially, and also there's just so much other things to see. So why would I spend all of my time looking at the same thing? So while working on this script, I really started thinking about what makes a comfort show a comfort show. Is true crime a comfort show for some people? I feel like some people do find comfort in like watching true crime documentaries. I could never, but like, what makes them keep coming back and watching the same thing over and over? And does it always have to be something like, does it always have to be something that's mainstream comforting, you know, like familiarity? You can quote it word for word and still love it. Like, I can do this. This isn't even a show. This is just a movie that I've just been obsessed with since I was a kid. I can quote Shrek, like the whole movie. I can quote the entire movie, scene for scene, character for character, and I will still watch the movie over and over again and laugh and say each scene out loud. Like, me and Shrek just go way back. All the movies, I mean, some are better than others, obviously, but like, my love. Next is if a show has low stakes. Like, even when something dramatic happens, you already know what's gonna play out well. You already know that it's all gonna be okay in the end, and that kind of just makes it easier to watch, because even though your anxiety may spike a little bit, you already know the anxiety spike is coming, and you already know that there's gonna be a good resolution to it. So there's no reason to worry. Everybody can just chill. The setting, everything feels safe. Everything feels like you already know it's gonna be okay. Of course, I feel like it just goes back to that, you know, in the end, it's gonna work out. Because maybe like in your own life, you don't know if it's all gonna work out. You don't know if you're gonna get what you want. You don't know if the world's gonna end tomorrow. But in this show, in this episode, you know that this is a safe place for you. Something else that might contribute to a show being a comfort show is nostalgia. It may remind you of a time where things were better, or remind you of who you were when you first watched a show, and then maybe that show just brought you comfort in that specific time of life and just continues to bring you comfort now because it was just such a great time, or it was just such a comforting time, or it just helped you get through something. Then this last one may be the most important. It's that the show has warmth to it. The characters maybe the colors, the scenes, the stories. There's this gentle kind of energy, whether it's friendship, humor, or familial love, or even just romantic love. Any of those, there's just some kind of gentle energy that just warms you up from the inside out when you put it on to watch. So even if the world is changing, our lives are changing, things are going crazy, you can always come back to these feelings, these traits of familiarity, warmth, nostalgia, things like that, that just keeps you coming back because you know that this is always going to be, that show, that movie, it's always going to be a consistent place of safety. I used to feel guilty about rewatching the same shows. I would just think, oh my gosh, there's so much to watch on Netflix, on Hulu, on HBO Max, on Peacock, and then on Disney Plus. There's just so much to watch, and I'm sitting here watching the same shows. It's such a waste of time and like energy. I could be consuming more things, other things. I could be watching documentaries and learning about penguins and Antarctica, but here I am watching Phineas and Ferb still. So what's my problem? And it's not like I don't like other shows either. I do. Like, I just finished Delicious in Dungeon on Netflix. I love anime and I love K-drama. So if you ever want to hear me talk about my anime obsessions and my K-drama obsessions, leave that in the comments and I'll talk about them so you guys get to see all of my fantasies, I guess. I don't know. You can get to see all my reviews on the Netflix shows. I mostly watch my anime on Netflix and on Netflix, and my K-dramas on Netflix as well. And I also use Crunchyroll too. Goddamn, Crunchyroll is just so overwhelming. There's just so much shit on there that I don't even like looking at the interface. But outside of that, my bad. It took so much effort for me to just sit down and watch Delicious in Dungeon. Like, it's so much focus too. Like, I love the show, I love the characters, and once I got down, once I actually finally sat down and watched and paid attention to it and didn't like start scrolling on my phone and get distracted and putting it on in the background, I really loved it. So it was definitely worth the watch. It's just that it just took so much energy for me to watch it for some reason. And now that I've watched it, I'm back stuck in a rut of watching the same 4 shows again until like I figure out something else that I want to focus on watching new, you know? Like, I have to really put energy into watching new things. And also, when you are trying to find something new to watch, I just feel like it could be a time waster because I feel like you have to watch at least one episode of the show before you decide you don't like it and move on to a different show. But some of these episodes be like an hour and something long, and to just sit down and watch an hour of something that you're not even gonna get invested in is a lot. There's a lot going on in the city right now, it seems like. God, I hope the world's not ending. I'm not gonna look outside. I don't want to know. Just let them blast me to hell without knowing anything's going on, please. And it's like, do I really want to spend my time when I get home or my few hours of freedom off from work in the evening watching an episode of a show that I am not gonna get invested and don't like, but now that hour is gone and I still have nothing to show for it? No, of course not. I'd rather just put on a show that I actually like and get the satisfaction of that instead, because it's consistent and I know I'm gonna actually enjoy it and care about it and be satisfied with it. Why watch something new when I could just put on my favorite episode of American Dad? Why? I want to watch new things, but making myself watch new things just feels so much like a task. It feels like a chore. It feels like something that I'm just making productive, and I feel like when I'm watching things on TV, I want it to be a leisurely experience. I want to feel relaxed and calm. I don't want to feel like I'm completing a task to be productive, because that's not turning your brain off. Watching like a show that just brings you anxiety and keeps you on the edge of your seat and is constantly making you emotional, I feel like that's not a relaxing thing. But that's not a fun thing for me to do. Like emotional shows, like oh my god, this one show that my family was forcing me to watch while they were over my house one time. God, what is it called? A Million Little Things. That's the saddest show I have ever fucking seen. And it's like, why would anybody want to watch this? Everybody is sad and dying and barely making it through. And this is what you want to watch when you get home from a long day's work? No, turn it off. I've had enough. I've seen enough. Good night. Where's my SpongeBob at? Where's my regular show at? Fuck all this real shit. I'm not enjoying it. feel like the mind has to be prepared. I have to prepare my mind for like traumatizing shows like that. Or 911. I was watching 911 one time and it just seems like everyone's lives is miserable on that show. Like they're constantly getting fucked up, getting blown up, shot at, or almost getting trapped under rubble. It's who wants to struggle like this? You know, who wants to watch a struggle like this? I've been made fun of for this too. People have said, oh, well, you just can't handle the world, you know, you're just soft and you can't handle things going on. And I'm like, damn, I see enough of the world on a daily basis. Why do I want to come home to my entertainment and trying to relax and unwind from the day, and the world is still on my screen, except it's worse and more dramatic because it's TV. I like knowing what I'm gonna get after being out at work for 10 plus hours a day. I like knowing that things are gonna be predictable, chill, you know, my aesthetic, my vibe. That really brings me great comfort, great peace, and great joy. And comfort shows really just bring our brains a safe place to just relax and turn off. No stress, no pressure, no expectations, just a nice safe place to escape. But the cool part of that, we all have different comfort shows that serve the same purpose. Like some people are obsessed with Friends. I never could get behind the Friends train. Like, I'm sorry, I just could never understand what was so good about Friends. But some people will play Friends and Friends over and over and over again. That's really just their comfort show. And some people love Avatar: The Last Airbender like me. Like I could play that show on and on and on and on. And that's one of my comfort shows. Modern Family, Grey's Anatomy. I know a lot of people that love to watch Grey's Anatomy and Modern Family, and I get why Modern Family is on, honestly. And I would get into it. Like I like watching Abbott Elementary as a comfort show. There's so many shows with just different trades and that people just love. They'll just put it on and watch it over and over. And I think it's fun, really. And it's nice to take some comfort in knowing that even if they're all different shows, we're all really just trying to find some ease from these shows. We're all just trying to find some comfort and warmth in these shows that we all need. So yeah, anyway, I made this video to let you know, let people like me know that if you're watching the same show over and over and over again, it's perfectly fine. It's not even a problem, honestly. These shows, there's so much to look at, so much to consume that maybe it's fine that you just consume the same thing over and over again and gain an appreciation for that. You're not avoiding life. You're not soft. You're not weak. You're just soothing yourself in a world that's not always calm and is mostly chaotic and really shitty. So let me know in the comments what your favorite comfort show is and what makes it special to you. I just want to say thank you guys all so much for 100 subscribers. Like, I had been posting for a few weeks and I had gotten no subscribers. I had posted weekly for like 4 weeks and had barely gotten any views, like 10 views maybe on one video, like 2 views on another. But then this last video, or this one of these last videos that I posted got over 2,000 views and gave me 100 subscribers. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate it, and I tried my best to answer all the comments and make sure to like all the comments and interact with all of you guys, because I really appreciate you guys really hyping me up like that. I really needed that. So thanks so much, and I hope to see you guys around here. I'm gonna be posting videos, or hopefully posting videos at least once a week. I'm really gonna try to stay consistent on this schedule. I do have a 9 to 5, which takes up the majority of my time, but damn, I can't just let that take over my entire life, you know? So I'm gonna do my best to post once a week, just my experience with life, things that come up in my head, things that I think are weird. I'm not gonna take this too seriously. Really, this channel is just to like build community and find people with like minds, and you know, be able to just share our experiences together. So if that sounds like something you're into, definitely subscribe and turn on that notification button. And with that being said, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you found some comfort in my words. If you did like it, please like and subscribe, leave a comment, and hopefully I'll be seeing you next time with my next video.